Okay, welcome to this Leo new moon reading. I have already cleansed the space and prayed over the cards. I actually pulled them last night, but I was too tired to film, so let's just cleanse and bring in good energy here. I hear some loud bells. Creator of all that is, we ask for full blessings to come through on this reading that best serve those meant to find this reading today. All right, so I pulled these cards last night. Actually, I was gonna film on my bed and then I decided not to. So we're gonna start with the goddesses. So right now we have Green Tara. A lot going on my board today. Okay, so we have Green Tara, Kuan Yin, Isolet, Ventina, and Athena. So this is talking about asking for spiritual help. Start delegating is the card, but Green Tara, she literally, Alana Fairchild has the most beautiful track called Dancing Tara, and it's the Tara chant, Om Tare, Tu Tare, Tare Soham, and it is so powerful. Whatever challenges that you are going through, if you just put that track on and groove to it for a bit, sing it, you could sit in meditation to it, you could chant it yourself, Om Tare, Tu Tare, Tare Soham. You could just chant that to yourself quietly in a meditative state. It literally is the purification fires of protection, of calling in spiritual help, of calling in all the best possible alignments for the challenges that you're facing. So Green Tara is the mantra I'm going to leave with you for this new moon. Bring it with you. Go find it. If you don't like Alana Fairchild's version, it's on her Kuan Yin Transmissions album. You could find a different one. There's so many. It's such a popular, and Green Tara's energy is just so lovely and beautiful and motherly and sisterly and auntie-like, and it's just enwraps you in like everything's gonna be okay, and it just brings you this like giggly kind of joy, and I love Green Tara for that. So she's saying in the card, ask others, including me, to help you instead of trying to do everything yourself. And you know, for some of you, you might have this message as well of just letting people help you, letting people know you need help. Sometimes we can be so hyper dependent and self-sufficient that we don't express that we have any needs, and sometimes we wait for other people to kind of know that we have those needs. And Green Tara is calling you to just express yourself, ask for what you need, put it out there. I feel like there's quite a few of you that are going to find this reading that are not asking for support, and you're kind of waiting for people to figure it out, but you're so hyper dependent that people don't know how to support you or even think you ever need it. So it's time to open up, put it out there, delegate to the spiritual realms, ask for spiritual help, but then also ask for physical help. Kuan Yin, so she is going to come up twice in this reading, all the cards that I pulled. I pulled from a lot of Durin Virtue's Goddess Oracle cards. That's what this deck is. I pulled from Alana Fairchild's Kali. I pulled from Moonology Manifestation cards. I pulled from the Wisdom of the Avalon Oracle, and I pulled from the Divine Feminine Oracle. So Kuan Yin is just helping you anchor in compassion. Mercury retrograde just started. Some of you might be going through challenges. There might be ruptures, relationship issues. Some of you might be trying to manifest. And when you manifest something, resistance starts to flow to the surface. As the new starts to land and anchor in, it starts to push up all that was blocking you before. So it's actually a sign of your manifestation coming true when resistance arises, but you might be like trying to manifest something and be like, why did all this stuff come up? Holy crap. Does it mean it's not coming? It's coming. And Kuan Yin is helping you release judgments about yourself and others so you can focus on the light and love. So right now I found has been a a really stimulating time. There's been so much love and support and beauty, especially if you're on your spiritual path. There's so much to support us in the up-leveling of that. But then there's also so much, not so much, there's also challenge and chaos and integration of shadows and all these people at different varying degrees of their spiritual journey, so you could have some friction. And I feel like Kuan Yin's been helping me personally with just being in compassion, being in love and light, being strong. You're not a doormat, you're not a martyr, you're not going to take other people's projections or abuse, but you also don't have to join them. She's helping foster detachment and loving peace, and like, see how she's so centered inside herself. And this is your spiritual team. They're there to help you. Just ask for help if you feel like you're struggling in a challenging situation and you can't find your compassion, and you find you're going into low vibrational frequencies, and if you're trying to manifest, you know you don't want to be there. Use your triggers as calls to know where you need to work on, and then call in Kuan Yin to bring in compassion, love, and light again. Call in higher guidance and higher self to help you with the small parts, or the parts that are still developing in you, to make them strong. Okay, we're supposed to partner with higher power, and all of these beings are angels of Creator that have committed to staying on the earth to help us evolve, and they're there ready for you to help us. We have free will. You heard me say this before, and Creator loves us so much that we have to choose, and then we also choose to let it in. Okay, so ask for help, let it in, find compassion for yourself and others, but doesn't mean you're a doormat. Doesn't mean you take people's crap. It just means you're not going to join them at their low vibrations. If that's where they want to stay, pray for them. If that's where they want to stay, like, that's fine. And it doesn't mean you get strong. You can be compassionate and still be strong. You can match their body language. You can match their tone if you need to stand up for yourself. So that's only going to be for a select few of you. Others of you are just going to be vibing and loving life right now, which I love this for you. She got broke a little. Okay. Anyway, Isolet. Undying love. So for quite a few of you right now, we just walked through that gateway, and you know, you've heard me talk about it, like twin flame, soulmate gateways. There's a whole bunch of relationships ending as you up level. If some of you jump timelines, relationships could just be ending. Some of you, relationships are on hold because your soulmate, your twin flame, has to catch up to you. So they're just taking a spiritual hiatus, and Isolet came to just be like, wherever you are in your relationships right now, just lean into her, go be around flowers, go be in nature, buy yourself flowers, and use essential oils. Just really anchor in love. And this is a specific message for those of you that are really confused by your relationship right now. Like you feel like someone loves you, but they're pulled away from you. They love you. It's undying love. Just give them time, give them space, have compassion, try to understand their perspective, and try to let go and surrender all of your expectations back to Green Tara, perhaps, and just surrender all your expectations of how you think life should be. Let go of the stories and start just playing with the isness, and just live in the truth that the universe is always working things out for you easily and effortlessly. You are the operant power. You are the creator in your reality. And if you just know and believe that the universe is always working things out for you, and you're just with what is happening, just allow it to come in and allow it to be what it is. And everything is either good, like everything isn't necessarily good or bad. I heard a story tonight talking about something about a farmer and how he I forgot that was on. One sec. Too funny. Sorry. Okay, well, I'm not going to start whole reading over again, but I forgot my dishwasher was on. So, Isolet talks to you about just keeping your faith and keeping compassion for other people. You just really don't know what other people are going through, and it's not an excuse to stay around waiting for someone who is not claiming you or mistreating you. You and your intuition is going to be able to know when it's time to wait and when it's time to leave, or when it's time to just give people space and sit in the faith that you know that they're yours and they're coming back to you and that everything's going to work out. But then there's also times where you just need to accept you loved each other, you had those good moments, and you need to move forward. And if you're really healing heartbreak or breakup right now, or you have some space between someone that you love flowers are going to help you. Sacred geometry, to surround yourself in nature, flowers. I went out for a walk today and I made sure that I made sure that I grounded with some trees, and I made sure that I really had this beautiful connection with nature. So for those of you that are going through that right now, just know Iseult's with you. She's really working on your own inner beauty, your own inner expression, and she's going to just be around you, helping you really process this separation, this breakup, this union within you, and help you find the strength to come into whatever it is inside of you that this situation, this soul contract, these challenges, these periods of growth are calling within you, okay? Conventia, purification. So right now there's a huge spiritual purification going through life. It's part of that Phoenix season I talked about in some of my other readings. It is like fires moving through our life right now. So my dishwasher's gonna keep beeping, sorry. But I'd rather it be beeping than turn on. So Conventina is purifying everything, like just holy spiritual fires. Like, and if you want to join this, it's a really good time to do a detox. It's a really good time to do a cleanse. It's a really good time to make sure you're drinking lots of tea, lots of water. And literally, Creator has so much energy going through the planet that is just calling for us to let go of what is not serving us. And people, situations that are maybe gossiping behind your back, they're not true to you, they're all going to be revealed right now. They're all just coming up to the surface, and the true state and nature of people who have been maybe deceiving you is just going to be so prevalent and so easy to see. And then you want to just come back to Green Tara, come back to Kuan Yin, come back to Iseult, and let that heartbreak heal. Don't take it personally. Don't make a story out of it. Do not internalize other people's shitty behavior or bad character or projections or whatever they're going through in healing that they're trying to put on you that is nothing to do with you. It's not a reflection of like, oh, why am I attracting this? Because like something must be wrong. No. Okay? Just you love yourself. You are the operant power. You know who you are. Focus on that. Treat your body temple, your mind, your mental cleanses. Get off media. Get off any violent TV shows. Like, take a break from everything and just get outside. Purify yourself. Do detoxes. Help the universal energy that's coming through anchor more clearly within you, and like let go of whatever's being pulled away. It's a purification. It's a wild time, but it's also a beautiful time. And if you can just roll with the waves, you're going to do so much better than trying to fight things and make stories about it and internalize. Okay, and then it comes to Athena, your inner wisdom. So she's helping you have the discernment to know all the things I just talked about. She is helping you to, owls can see in the dark. She's helping you to know, when is it time to let go? When is it time to wait? When is it time to give people space? When is it time to say, okay, this is enough, and I'm moving forward? How can I identify opportunities coming into me? How can I see losses and changes as something that is of my highest good? So Athena is just really, really helping us. I've been really drawn to Greek gods and goddesses of late, and I feel like that's a huge part of our spiritual capacity waking up. Like over the last couple of years, Lemuria past lives and Akashic records have been flooding down into people on this planet. So has Atlantis and Egypt, and now I feel like Greece has been waking up I'm always a little bit ahead of people because I'm a healer, so I go through things ahead of the collective so that when I have to walk my clients and healing sessions through, I've already done it myself, so I'm more empathetic and understanding what's going on. So that might be coming for you if it hasn't already happened yet. So I know that I had a big push of just Greek. I just wanted to like absorb anything I could Greek. I was just wanting to learn about Athena, Hecate, Persephone, Hades, like Hermes, like Apollo. But these were also people I was always really guided to, and I know I've had a lot of past lives in regards to working with a lot of these souls. And you can even see my beautiful Hecate here. And Athena has always been one of my main guides, just guiding me to use my inner wisdom, especially when I was healing from childhood stuff. And I just absolutely love her. When she comes in, it's just like so peaceful. It's really bringing in all of that wild, divine, feminine energy into like a very good focus point and usable energy where you're not just getting all these downloads and it's like a little bit overwhelming. It's just like really focused, beautiful energy. It's like, okay, that's my next step. Oh, that's discernment. Oh, this is what I'm letting go of. Oh, I need to detach from drama here. And I just love her energy for that. Okay, so know that these are the the guides and goddesses working with you, and then I do have a few more. All right, so we also have Adrian, maybe Adrian. I don't know sometimes how to say names, sorry. And then we have the Kuan Yin again, so this is double Kuan Yin. So Kuan Yin is guiding this right now. Like there's always like a master, ascended master, who is kind of guiding the collective through different activations right now and different quantum timeline jumps and DNA codes, and Kuan Yin is obviously doing that right now. So she is guiding through, she's just trying to activate all the priestesses who had studied under her lineage to make sure that they're alchemizing suffering. So if there's suffering and anger and lower vibrational energy around you, like you are a high priestess, you are an alchemizer, you are a magician, you don't have to run from it. That's a patriarchal programming of like, oh, I have to avoid that energy, I'm going to suck it in and it's going to come to me. Like that's an empath fear that's been kind of placed in the collective. You actually can you could breathe it in, and if as long as you're connected to a higher power and your partnership's in charge, you can actually titrate it. You can breathe it up through the crown and then back down through the root. You actually want to bring it through your earth star and your soul star chakra out of the body, but you can actually breathe it through and titrate it, and it becomes fuel for you, and you can breathe it back into compassion, love, and light. And especially if you have a light tunnel over you, or you can literally gather it up with your energy and take it right back to creator, but you can transmute that energy. And then you can pray for those people. You can put Christ consciousness star cloaks on them. If you really see someone struggling, suffering, projecting, attacking in really angry, addictive energy, I know I've noticed a lot of that energy being triggered around my field right now, just because my field is so pure and it just doesn't have room for that. And so it's calling for change, even though I'm not necessarily asking for that. I'm just letting creator work through me. And Kuan Yin is here to help you understand and use that energy so you're not afraid of it. So that, like, it's like an up level of our warrior spirit nature, where we don't have to be afraid of energies anymore as empaths. We are an empath. We can literally meld it. That's our fuel. It's like fuel for our fire. So I think that's a really cool thing that's been coming through the collective with myself, with clients lately. And I love Kuan Yin for teaching us that. And you can see the butterfly. So a lot of you really need to understand that you are the butterfly, and you don't always have to just wait for your transformational cycle. Like if you know if you're at an accelerated level and you're using quantum energetics and you're able to manifest things instantly, you can go into your butterfly. You can choose to go into a butterfly state. You can choose to grow those wings. You can choose to grow that energy. You can choose to anchor it, and then you can birth it again. So like you are going to start having this cool energetic play going on, where you can be like, hey, I'm going to go into chrysalis state. I'm going to literally quantify myself, and I'm going to come out with these skills, and you're doing it faster and faster. And it's really cool. And play with it. For those of you who are just starting the meditative journey and you're just starting to understand all these energies, and maybe I feel like if you found my channel, you're going to be more advanced, but you're also just going to start playing with energetics. You're going to start seeing like, oh, I am the operant power. So when I do stuff inside of me, it actually starts to reflect outside of my being very, very quickly. So another thing Kuan Yin's been working on me with is just my self-concept. So it's a huge thing right now with manifestation. It's just like, I love myself. I'm doing at least 3 minutes, if not longer, of mirror work every single day, and I recommend that for you. I feel like Kuan Yin is asking us to do that as part of the purification process that Kafantina has called in, and the undying love that Iseult brings into us. Like if you love yourself first, all of that reflects out into your reality, and it's just the highest power. Triggers people sometimes, especially the people not loving themselves, but it literally just starts reflecting back to you. Like everything just comes so easy, everything just starts working out for you effortlessly. It's magnetization energy. Okay, so especially if you resonate as a divine feminine, you need to access this energy. I won't ever tell you what to do. I'm just excited for you, because like honestly, you're gonna have so much fun with it. That's why I say you need to do this. Like you're gonna be like, why didn't I do this sooner? Thank you, Jade. Right? So just love you, Kuan Yin. Thank you. Love. So we got Ari. Why can't I say this name? Aradine. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Mistress of the labyrinth. So my soul knows the way, and the only way is through. So honestly, right now, like that's that purification. That's where you have to call in spiritual help. You have so much available to you. Use sacred geometry from nature. Use the tools that Creator left for us. Use like everything that you can to just get through the labyrinth of your mind. Like what is coming up right now? We are in a Saturn retrograde, a Mercury retrograde, Lionsgate. I was on vacation, but I meant to do a reading for the Mayan calendar. The last day of the 13th moon was July 25th. Then we had a day out of time, and then July 27th was the first day of the first moon. That was the true Lunar New Year. Was the oldest calendar in existence. That was one of our first ones. Anyway, all of this fear is being pushed up. All of these past stories, anything that's been lying in the subconscious that is like blocking you is being pushed up to the surface. Now, those of us who are doing our work and already have the tools and been doing this for years, we're going to be able to deal with that. But you might also be moving into next levels of manifestation. You might be a light worker who has had all these gifts and skills and just kind of dabbled here and there and didn't know how to use them. But right now we're being called into honing focus. Athena also helps us with that, the focus, the honingness. You are in a labyrinth of your mind, and you need to be able to discern like what is an old story that's no longer serving you. What did I internalize from maybe other people's shitty treatment of me? What did I, sorry for swearing, I don't know why I'd swear on a reading, but anyway, crappy treatment of me. But like your mind can be a labyrinth, and you need to not get stuck there. I teach Kriya Yoga. I love Kriya Yoga. Because it helps you get through that. It reminds you to be like, let go of the stories in the monkey mind. Those are not true. If they're not serving you anymore, you need to decide, what do you want your reality to look like, and then craft a story from that. And it's another like buzzword right now, self-concept and delulu. You need to go delusional about this. You need to be in the energetic realms, and you need to be visualizing what it is that you want, even if you cannot see it in the 3D yet. And you need to be, oh my gosh, why am I saying you need all this time? You can do whatever you want. This is always an invitation. I don't mean to sound bossy. I'm just going to go with the language that's coming through right now. But it is calling you to call in these powers, because you have so much power, and know what, like they know how much power you have. Your higher self knows how much power you have, and no one wants to see you suffer anymore. When I say that you need, it's just like, you have these things available to you, use them. There's no need to be suffering. And a level of choosing suffering right now is because the old stories that are going on in the programming of the collective, it's like people have decided that it's normal to be sick, and people have decided that it's normal to be suffering, and it's not. We're watching so much violence on TV and media, and it's literally made that kind of like, desensitized us to it and made it seem so normal, but it's not. So all of this is calling for you to come out of those things. So media detox, body detox, detox your kidneys, detox your liver, like stop taking substances if that's what you're doing, just because even if you can do it for 90 days, like, you know, these things aren't serving you. I'm just your mirror. And if they're feeding the stories, you just want to let that go. For those of you that are really healthy on your spiritual path, and fears are just coming up for you, you might just have some light cleanup to do. That's kind of the phase that I've been in. So just know that also this only way out is through. It's really good for you to want to, but it's really good practice to sit in your emotions. If something comes up and you have the time, space, go be by yourself in nature, your room, your meditation mat, and meditate on it. Sit with it. Let it all come up. Don't even just, again, the stories of the mind, let the stories go, but go deep in your body. Where are you feeling it? Where is there tightness in your gut? Is there tightness in your shoulder? Like, where is this pain? And sit with it. Sit with it for 10 minutes at least, and sit with it. Sometimes I've had to sit with something for 3 hours. But as soon as I sat with it for that long and I just explored it, and I was curious and I was loving, and I was like, why is this here? What are the stories? Like, where is it in my body? What do I keep telling myself? Like, I just literally felt it so deeply, it transmuted it instantly. And again, that's another superpower. Like, why would we want to sit in suffering when we could literally alchemize it into usable energy to be creating the reality that we want to be creating, and ending these stories that might be tormenting and torturing us and just telling us lies about ourselves. There's a thunderstorm outside. I think that's really interesting. So for this reading, so new moon, thunderstorm, lightning, it all brings in new energy, fresh timeline shifts, jumps. So maybe if you've seen some lightning today, if you are in Canada with me in Alberta and you're getting these thunderstorms, I went and stood out in the rain tonight. It was so lovely and beautiful. And that might just be something like, just know that the storms that you're going through, the internal storms, some of them can be calmed through the light of your own awareness and through leaning in on these angels. Okay, so the beeping also, it's making me kind of anxious, like I gotta get going, like that sound. So maybe some of you are feeling really anxious and feeling like you don't have enough time and you're feeling like you gotta get things done. Just calm all that down. I mean, we don't have time to just laze around and sit in suffering. I honestly feel like there is an urgent push for us to actually claim a lot of these techniques and gifts and habits that I've talked about in this reading today, or your spiritual tech or your spiritual abilities, and to reach out and to use a lot of these quantum techniques that are available to us. Yet also, there needs to be balance in slowing down and loving yourself and healing and understanding your wisdom and being able to integrate it and being able to go through the detoxification problem and have detoxification process and have some patience with that, because it can't all just be instant either. So there does need to be a balance. And again, you can reach out for spiritual help. Gray and Tara will teach you about this. Athena will teach you about this. You can just literally call their name and ask. I like to connect to beings through Creator. I say, Creator of all that is, please let me connect to Athena, just so I know I'm connecting to the highest version and no other entity can pretend to be that angel or to be that being. It's coming straight from Creator. And then we have Saint Bridget, Our Lady of Exalted Light. I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all that I need. So again, especially being by this undying love, I feel like a lot of us are going through separation in relationships right now because there's a lot of codependency being healed right now. It's like you can rely on yourself. You have everything inside yourself to give yourself the best life. Yes, we need community. Yes, we need people. But like, if you're looking outside yourself for other people to love you and validate you, that is a disempowering practice. And you actually are the most equipped to love yourself the way that you need and the way that your soul needs, because you know yourself the best. You're always with yourself and you're the most equipped to turn around and love yourself. So remember I told you mirror exercises, looking yourself in your eye, telling yourself you love yourself for 3 minutes. You're proud of yourself, you love yourself, you're safe, you're secure, you're adored, you're cherished, you're chosen. Whatever resonates to you that you really wish you could hear from other people, that's like, look in your own eyes and tell yourself that. Mirror work is so powerful for this. There's so many different ways to do it, but that's a very simplified practice that I like to teach with my clients. There's dancing in the mirror that you could add into. There's quite a lot of ways we can be connecting right now, and it's just really, St. Bridget is helping us really understand that we have this endless amount of resources and light and treasure within ourselves, and even in challenges, even in things that we don't like, even in things we have to face about ourselves, or in claiming the truth about ourselves, or having to see things about ourselves that we need to see that we've been maybe doing that may be destructive or a negative or toxic habit, is actually a treasure in the end, because it's just showing us the way to be even more powerfully in ourselves, even more powerfully empowered by our higher selves and the spiritual natures of our beings, and just all the tools and all of the resources energetically that we came down here with, that we have access to. Okay, so that's beautiful reading. So even though I pulled these cards last night, I'm even getting more from talking it out with you guys, so I love that. Okay, so let's look at the moon energies. Okay, so we're in a Leo new moon in the Western Hemisphere over here in Canada and the US and that whole side. And the energies of this moon right now, obviously it's Leo, so there's going to be a lot of fire. But the cards I pulled brought in Pisces, Taurus, Cancer. So push through any insecurities, relax, know your worth, honor your feelings. So again, we talked about some of those tools. How can you honor your feelings? How can you feel them so deeply? And how can you use them as fuel? How can you go to Lulu and visualize what it is that you want and sit in that frequency, and then anchor that frequency throughout the day, even when the 3D isn't reflecting necessarily what you want yet. Okay, so that's one of the things. But then also honoring your feelings in heartbreak, honoring your feelings in whatever you're processing. Like I said, sit with them. sit with them, journal about them, reflect on them, be present with yourself. How can you expect anyone to love yourself and be present with you if you can't do it on your own? Like, it's a valid question. I've had to ask myself that many times. And the minute that I started sitting down and being present with myself, my whole life shifted. My relationship shifted. Everything shifted. And people show up for me now in this way because I started showing up for myself this way. It's wild. This shows again, though, that you are the operant power. So what you start doing for yourself, literally your whole reality starts to shift and support you in the same way. It's so cool. So if you're not there, try it. This is your call. And if you are there, keep amplifying it. Keep learning new techniques, although don't overwhelm yourself. But just keep getting stronger and keep getting the downloads that you need. Okay, so know your worth. I think we talked about self-concept already. So just knowing your worth, self-love. If you look, there's a lot of new moons in this card. And then if you look, it's 2 first quarters. So 2 new moons and 2 first quarters. And like, so right now, knowing your worth and relaxing into that, relaxing into the isness of what's going on, even the challenges, even the things that you maybe you've made stories up in your head and then the reality is not matching with that. That's a bit different than visualizing and wanting to create a thing, like a certain type of reality, right? Manifest in certain experiences. And like that kind of energy where you really get attached to a story in your head of how things should be, that's something that isn't very helpful to manifestation. So if you're doing that, let's try to let that go. Know your worth and just try to relax into things. Now, it's okay to want things, but we need to be detached from it. It's like, it needs to be like, okay, I'm visualizing, oh my gosh, what's this needs again? Anyway, I'm just gonna go with it. I'm saying it, so it's happening. It works better if we say it like, okay, or visualize what we want, and then we're like, hey, but even if nothing changed in my reality right now, I would still be so happy. That's the energy you want to be in, but you also want to get into that visualization and feel the frequency of like, this is what it would feel like in my life to have this thing, and then detach again from it. Surrender, relax, laugh, play. Even if things aren't going perfectly for you right now, or you think things are falling apart around you, that's the universe also falling things together. So just keep trusting that the universe has your back. The universe always is supporting your highest good. It's always unfolding your highest good, and that everything is unfolding perfectly for you, and everything is always working out, and any challenges or problems easily, effortlessly complete themselves, and you don't even have to lift a finger. Your life's on easy mode. Okay, so just relax into all of that and relax into who you are. And maybe you actually just need a rest. Maybe you have been detoxifying. Maybe you have been reaching out to spiritual realms. Maybe you have been using all your quantum tools and anchoring your inner wisdom to heal heartbreak, and using your light and coming on this train of compassion amidst challenges. And maybe you just need to rest. Maybe you just need to take a moment, and maybe you just need to like check out for a little bit and just sleep. Like today I just had the longest nap, and it was so beautiful because I've just been giving her for the last few months, just so hard morning routines and just on it, self-care and all the work that I've been doing. So I really needed that rest today, and it was really good for my body, really good for my health. So, and then push through any insecurity. So push through any insecurity. What are insecurities are coming up, purify them, bring them to the light of Kuan Yin, Green Tara, bring them out to nature, anchor them in a tree, ask a tree to take them and download something else that's true for you. Just what are the stories holding you back that are coming up from your subconscious mind, and ask them, are they useful? Are they true? Like, why do I want to bring this on with me? Where did this come from? Who told me this about myself? Is it even true? Why do I believe it? Why am I looking for evidence that this is true? Why not just make a new story about myself that's actually in alignment with my highest self? And then go up to your higher self maybe and do a meditation and ask, what is in alignment for me? What is the truth about my being and my nature? Okay, so all of this came from this really big, so let's see, push through insecurities, relax, know your worth, honor your feelings. Okay, so this was all the helpers of everything that I just talked about, and it was a few things. Okay, so I'm gonna put out these together because basically it was partnership is a big thing on this planet right now. So if you're already in a relationship, relationships are deepening. If you're in a karmic soulmate relationship or twin flame dynamic, there might be separation and union occurring right now at various levels. Now, specifically in this reading, I was tuned in to some of the people going through separation and union in their partnerships right now, or they're really calling in. They've been single for a while, they've been consciously single, working on themselves, and they're actually calling in a partnership, but they're also doing it by partnering with the universe, working on that self-concept, using all their quantum tools, manifesting their best experience. So that's partnership. It was twofold. Partnership with the creator is working. You are going to be victorious about this. Like if you're calling in a relationship, it's coming and your knowledge and healing is landing, but there is some restriction right now because I feel like there's going to be so many things that just click into place in the winter and the fall for many of us right now. We're just in this cycle of like building something out into the collective that needs time to gastrate with all this astrological alignments that we're going through, this new moon, the retrogrades I just talked about, the 8-8 portal, the 7-7 portal we just worked through, and then there's going to be there's going to be quite a few moons that are going to lock things into place for us, and like other alignments like September 11th, like 9/11 was coming up for me all day today, and then like 11/11, like those are all going to be big portals of energetics that the planet is helping to interlock and empower us with. So we just need to meet the restriction with peace and compassion, where Kuan Yin came in twice, right? And like the labyrinth and the detox, like all the stuff we already talked about, those are some of the restriction pieces, but they're also meant to delay us and slow us down and keep us kind of at a red light while the universe makes what is meant for us to come happen, and then the red light will come up and everything will just work out for you. So really just keep trusting these pauses and these experiences, because some of us are going through an ego death. Some of us are really integrating this beautiful rebirth that's gonna just change our whole world and our whole reality as we just let some of these old identifications die, right? Like pushing through any insecurities, like these old stories, these things that are not serving us, like we need to we want to let them go because it's going to give us more power. Okay, and then the human ego had come up, the goblin. So a lot of this is in ego death, and it might not even be yours. Like it might be people around you, or it might be a partner you're calling in, or someone that you're in communication with that is calling out these wounds inside of you, so that and triggering you, so that you can say, okay, oh, my triggers aren't calling me back. It's not saying that the past is never going to leave me. It's not saying that all my work was in vain because like I'm never going to get out of these cycles. It's literally saying like those are the parts you need to go in and work on yourself. Those are the parts that in your subconscious you're still telling yourself a story that's a lie, and you need to go in there. Oh my goodness, you could go in there and you could go in there and you could work on that, because it's going to empower you and it's going to really help you. Okay, so I don't know if I'm bossy or creator's bossy, but okay, so the human ego, all of this ego death that's going on, this rebirth, it's really catalyzed in like, see this, it's the stories, music, myth, poetry, history, the enchantment of storytelling, and then it's the thoughts, and it's talking about, this reading is talking about the alchemization of this. Okay, so if you can embrace your rebirth, there's beauty is assured, victory is assured, partnership is assured, you're in a healing cycle. If you can just let the skin shed out the restriction, and you can come back to work it through, purify your vessel, feed yourself the best things that you can, including your mind and your emotions, integrate your inner wisdom, and lean on your spiritual support that's around you to help you get through this ego death. You're going to let these stories go. You're going to let these insecurities go. You change your thoughts, change the way you're talking to yourself, and alchemize it. Use the alchemy that you have. That's all alchemization I just talked about. Plus I talked about alchemization of energies in different ways earlier in the reading as well. But then also, this is the Merlin. This is like the magician. You will literally be manifesting. Like this is, if you are trying to increase your magnetism right now, and you're trying to manifest, and you are really working on that, because you're just like, I have this ability, I can do it, I see myself doing it here and there, so I'm going to really hone this in. This is your reflection of like, good job, you're doing it. You do have the skills, you do have the balance, and justice is going to come in for you if you keep when you keep a pure heart and when you just want the best for everyone, even when they're challenging you, even when they're toxic, even when they're attacking you, even when they're aggressive, if you can maintain that balance and that purity of heart, that's also the purification that Conventina talks about. You are literally bringing in balance to the universe, and you're bringing in so much good energy all around you that's helping all the beings around you, even the ones triggered around you that might be attacking. And your purification creates a natural alignment with justice. And you're always taking care of, all the things will work out for you. And anyone trying to attack you or act on their lower nature or pull you into their lower vibration so they can feed on you, because sometimes that happens when your light is really, really strong, it triggers other people around you because they actually want to feed off you. They're in these like perpetual serotonin loops where it's like energy vampires, and like they'll attack you, they'll get aggressive with you, hoping that you'll join them back at the lower vibration. And you'll notice that if you do not join them back at the lower vibration, if you do not attack them back, if you do not reflect their low vibes, they actually get more aggressive and more tired because they're really trying to get a response from you, because they're trying to get a feed, they're trying to get a hit. Right? And so if you can just stay in your own vibration and non-reactive and detached, because it's also an attribute of manifesting that if you are trying to do that cycle, you're obviously trying to master, you will actually just, divine justice comes in. You don't even have to do anything to fix the situation, it just fixes itself. Okay, so just know that. And then these were the 3 cards that I kind of, at the end, that I felt like were just helpers and kind of byproducts of going through this natural cycle and leaning on the support the way that I spoke of. So pride and leadership is being atoned, right, with the wounded ego here. So it's like there's the type of pride that cuts you off from people. It's arrogant, and that's not the pride that you're cultivating right now. Like that's what's coming on in the ego death too, is like you can still be proud of yourself, you can still be proud of how far you've come, you can still be so like, wow, I did that, you know, like, and that's the kind of pride that's going to make you a leader. That's the kind of pride that it's like where you don't actually even want to be a leader, but everyone wants to follow you because of the integrity in which you have, with the purity of heart, the way that you think of everybody, no matter how they're acting, even if they're acting poorly towards you, you're still thinking of the higher good. You're not taking in their low vibrations. You're not being a martyr or a doormat, but you're still standing for yourself, but then you're still doing that with integrity. And it's a different type of pride. It's a pride born of soul. And it's a pride born of like self-concept. I know I deserve this. I know I'm lovable. I know that I'm a great person and a great catch. Am I perfect all the time? Am I going to make mistakes? Am I going to get triggered? Of course. That's how we learn. But if you can, like, when you come back to center, when you come back to creator, when you come back to integrity, and you come back to your heart constantly, it builds this beautiful relationship with pride. And that's just kind of like one of our superpower actions here. And that's kind of what these last 3 cards are. And then just know, like, you have help. You have help in the spiritual realms. You have help from your ancestors. It's like, are you asking for it? It's a patriarchal programming and matrix programming corruption that we have to do everything ourselves. We're supposed to partner with a higher power. That's why we have angels. That's why we have guardians. That's why the religious programming is so high on this, about like a lot of these beings are negative and like dark and blah, 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 blah. But it's like that they're trying to disconnect us from all the support that we have in the energetic realms. And just also, are you disconnecting yourself from the support? Remember, we talked back at the very beginning of this reading, we talked about like delegation. Like, are you denying support from the universe? Are you calling in help and then not allowing it to come in because you're hyper independent? Because it was like maybe a dude wanted to buy you something or that, and you were like, well, I don't want to owe that person something, so no, I'll just do it myself. Like, you know, so just check those old stories, check those insecurities, and allow in support from the universe. Like, if someone chooses to give to you and you accept that, you don't owe them anything. That was their choice to give from the goodness of their heart. And even if they're not there yet in their consciousness and they try to set some sort of expectation up on you, you don't have to accept that. You didn't ask for that. It was a gift given from hearts, because that's how gifts are, and you can just stay in that truth. And so make sure you're accepting the help that's coming in, because there's all kinds of help available to you right now, energetically, emotionally, physically. I mean, there's just so many people awake and conscious and been working on these paths for a while now, that you can go in audiobooks, YouTubes, all kinds of videos that you could just lean on their energy until you cultivate those habits as your own and you learn those skills as your own. Okay, and then forgiveness. Forgiveness is always a superpower, especially we talked about maybe your energy is extremely potent and powerful and you're triggering people right now, or you're doing manifestations and resistance is being pushed up, so triggers are coming up inside yourself or in others or those around you. Also all the planetary energies that are cleansing people, there just could be volatile energy around you. Forgiveness is key. Forgive yourself if you make a mistake, forgive yourself if you get triggered, and then forgive others. Okay, they know not what they do. There's just people that are just lower vibrational consciousness right now, and there's a lot of call to release addictions, and so a lot of the people that are stuck in those kinds of consciousnesses are really struggling right now. And so if you can have compassion and forgiveness, again, I can't stress this enough, it does not mean that you take people's garbage. You don't take their projections, you don't take their abuse, you stand for yourself, you call in help if you need it, you call in support, like if you need to, if someone's trying to abuse you and you need to call the police, you do that. Like that's still using compassion, that's still using your powers, like that's still calling in community support, right? So just really having the inner wisdom and inner knowing of when to do that. When is it that you need help? When is it that you need to be asking for these things? And when can you forgive? And when can you bless and pray from afar and love them from afar? But just stand your ground if on the 3D physical they're still fighting you. Okay, so the last 4 cards I pulled are actually from the Kali Oracle. Okay, so this first one, let's put these over here for a second. Okay, so this first one is Kali Kamasala Nasini. It's time to free yourself from what has been. Learn from it and not allow it to define you or direct the course of your life. Give up your stories about the past, you've outgrown them. Kali consumes mistakes, sins, and negatives. Let her free you now so you can become more open to the gift of your life unfolding. So this just ties back into everything. Kali is literally helping you alchemize those energies. She's helping you remove them from your life. She is such a powerful energy when she comes in. It can be very stimulating because she just doesn't let you hold on to anything that was an illusion or an untruth. But she is literally helping you alchemize those energies of negativity that I talked to you about earlier. So you cannot make a mistake or do something wrong in this cycle right now because you're so protected. You are so unfolded and protected. She's consuming mistakes, sins, negatives. Like she's consuming them for you if you can't do it yourself yet. And she's teaching you how to do it. And so just know that you're powerfully, powerfully protected on the other realms. If you feel alone or you feel like you've been struggling, like you're not. You are not. You just need to reach out. And even if you don't, you can't mess it up because they're helping you anyway. Okay? It's allowing that help from all directions. Okay? We have this one. This is Shri Bala. I love these cards. They're so pretty. They're so powerful. Commit entirely and without hesitation to your most passionate inspirations. They are genius and wisdom in what you yearn to do. You have a greater capacity to attain fruition than those around you may recognize. Believe in yourself even if no one else does. It's not imagination that drives you towards your destiny, but the instinctive recognition of your true power. So in your visualization, like the things that you desire, the things that you're wanting from life, that is your soul knowing that those things are meant for you. It's calling it to you. And even if no one else can see your vision, keep it to yourself and believe in yourself. This whole reading has been also just talking about establishing a relationship with yourself and bringing a higher power into that so you can create the vision that you've had of your life, that you can create your happiest life and your happiest expression. And we have so much power. Like, remember in the movie Avatar when he goes to the tree, I think I've said this in another reading, but he goes to the tree and he like connects in and then he asks for help and then everything starts helping him. We have that energy available to us right now. So tap in, use it, you deserve it. It's your divine birthright. You can ask for this help. Like everyone's primed to help us. Jesus, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, like Kuan Yin, Isis, they're all like everyone, and then Athena, Conventina, Isolet, Kuan Yin, like everyone is trying, every spiritual being and consciousness that ever was is rooting for you and on your side and ready to help you. Okay, and so believe in yourself. Let go of self-doubts. Don't don't look for validation from your outer world right now. Just trust your soul, trust your higher guidance, and then everything's going to start aligning with that, and the 3D will catch up. Okay. Beautiful cards. Beautiful cards. This is the Kali Oracle from Alana Fairchild. You can have what you need and desire. So this is Krishna. But be prepared to enter into the sacred fire to make the appropriate offering. Shift from focusing on what isn't working to handing over all concerns as a prayer offering to the divine. All you can do, or all can be resolved and shall manifest according to loving and generous grace. So if something's not working, surrender it up. Like when I was out in prayer today, some of the challenges that I was having, I was like, Creator, like this is a challenge I'm having, this is a challenge I'm having, and I know that there's treasure in this. I know everything's working out in my favor. I know everything's happening for a reason, but I offer this to you and I need you to help me solve it. There's some stuff that I feel like it's a little bit bigger than me and I don't really know what to do with it, and this is this. Sometimes I see something going on inside myself and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I love that. And like, Holy Spirit, come purify me. Okay, so that's another way you can purify yourself. And so just keep offering it up. Offer it up in prayer. Sometimes I do the Sri Yantra. I get the Sri Yantra grid and I Om. My guru teaches that you Om for 45 minutes. You can break it into 3 15-minute cycles and you stare into the Sri Yantra. Sometimes I don't truly have time for that. So I will do 3 minutes, I'll do 10 minutes, or sorry, 11 minutes, 7 minutes, right? And so the whole time that I'm oming and looking into the Sri Yantra, I am like putting, through my clairvoyant sight, through my visualization, I'm putting into that chanting, into that grid, anything that's not serving me, anything that I'm struggling with, struggling to understand, struggling to have compassion over, just maybe a trigger moment for somebody else that they're coming at me with. I just put it all into that energy. So maybe that will help someone out there. Okay, so this one is, look how pretty it is. Oh, look how pretty she is. She's so beautiful. And the moon is behind her. The new moon is behind her. It kind of looks like horns, but they say that the divine form of a lot of beings does have horns, especially of the Greek gods. So Kalidara. When hope is lost and a way forward cannot be sensed, Kali's love will find a way. If the path does not yet exist, then it shall be created. If you cannot see or feel how you can move from where you are to where you want to be, Kali's wisdom and grace will manifest at the perfect time to provide what is needed. So you are literally, you cannot fail right now. That's how I took this card. Like, you cannot fail. If you feel lost and you feel like in the labyrinth, you've been overwhelmed, like, turn it back to prayer and believe in yourself and let go of the old, and literally a path forward is it's going to be made for you. When you work with Kali, that's what I love about her, is like, you cannot fail, because even if you make a mistake or you falter or you overreact or something, it even makes everything work out faster and better for you, because all of that pulls up something that was a trigger or something you meant to let go of, and then a path forward is made for you. Like, it just unfolds, and it's really, really a beautiful process. I used to fear Kali so much, and now I'm just like, work with me every day. I love you so much. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I'm excited for this new moon. We're almost at 8/8 Gateway Portal. Make sure you write down your manifestations today. I'm going to try to post the next moon, I'm going to try to post a manifestation ceremony on my other YouTube channel, so you guys have it. And I hope that you're manifesting what you need right now, at the very least, writing it down. I've been loving writing what I want to manifest on bay leaves and burning them in a little fire pot that I got off Etsy. It's pretty beautiful. And yeah, let me know in the comments how this resonated for you, and just anything that ends up manifesting for you that it was in alignment with this reading. I would love it if you smash that thumbs up and you subscribe, and just, if this reading resonates with you, you want to share it with friends, I would appreciate that so much. I love your support. I love you so much, and I'll see you on the next one. If you like this video, please subscribe, click the link below,